Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the channel. It's me Anisa from the Inner Stereo. This is going to be your love messages. It's a general reading, so the roles might get reversed or it may or may not resonate with you. And if this reading resonates with you, there's going to be a link down in the description box below for a personal reading with me, okay? So in this reading, Aquarius, is going to be a you versus them format. We're going to be looking at your energy, past, present, future from both parties, and we're going to clarify them. And I am also going to be pulling some advice card for you by the end of the session, okay? Interesting. Okay, Aquarius, interesting. Okay, in the past, you have the Six of Pentacles and you also have the Ace of Cups in upright position. I feel that there is somebody here who gave you a good feel, okay? Who kind of like introduced you to feelings and emotions, and you really believed in that emotion and you really believe in how they made you feel. And because they made you feel that way, you were giving to this connection a lot. You were investing, you were being very, very generous to this person. Now, what is interesting right now here, Aquarius, in the past, is that this person was the Four of Cups and also the Nine of Cups. So you were dealing with a charmer. You were dealing with somebody who was able to convince you that they're there, although they were not there yet. Okay, it is just somebody who's like say to you something, but they're not there yet. So I'm going to give an example. Okay, I'm a little bit of a confession here. When I was younger, I have this habit of being flirty with people, and I would say stuff although I don't believe it or I don't really feel that way. You know what I mean? Asshole of me, I know, right? I've changed though, by the way, just so you know. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. I think they gave you the impression that they were there. They gave you the impression that, you know, they are not the Four Cups. They have feelings or they're there for you, emotionally speaking, etc. While in fact they're not there. They made you believed into something while they're not there yet. Okay. Now in the present moment, you have the World card in upright position and you also have the Eight of Wands. I feel that there's going to be tons of excitement that is going to be entering your life from now on until Capricorn season this year. We're going to clarify in a moment. And there's also somebody here who would like to offer you something. There's somebody here who would like to offer you with a promise of, you know, Aquarius, I'm actually into you and I would like to be building on something with you, which is going to be a message that you're going to be receiving and you're going to be very pleased about it. We're going to clarify in a moment. Now, in the future here, Capricorn, sorry, you might be dealing with a Capricorn though, Aquarius, the feeling of love that you felt in the past is you're going to be experiencing again in the future, but it's going to get better because I feel that there's going to be a connection here that is going to be made. We're going to clarify who this is in a moment, but also at the same time, it's also going to be making you a bit confused because it's like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go because it's either I need to be focusing on this relationship or I need to be focusing on my life. And I don't really know how to direct this connection in the future as well. So there's going to be a sort of confusion that you're going to be experiencing in the future, in which we're going to clarify. When it comes to this person here in the future, this person is way more available than how they were in the past. Okay. And if this is a new person, this person is way more available than the person that you were dealing with in the past. Okay. And they're trying to invest in you so that they could see how this investment is going to go. Let's clarify your reading now, Aquarius. Interesting, Aquarius. Because the moment that you're actually, you know, changing your directions, because I feel that at this present moment, what you're focused on is just going to move forward with my life. Yeah, I'm just going to move forward with my life. I'm going to move to calmer water. The things that I've been dealing with is so not calm at all. I'm just going to be moving to calmer water. I don't really want to be dealing with relationship right now. I don't really want to be dealing with connections right now. All I want is my sense of safety and security for myself, and etc. The moment that you're in that energy here, Aquarius, is the moment that you guys are going to actually become a love magnet. So I see suitors for you a lot, not only from the person that, convinced you to be there, but they were not there. But there's also a new person here that wants to come through. Okay. And one of the reasons for that has a lot to do with the energy that you're operating on. Because as soon as you want to be moving to calmer water, and you're increasing your vibrations by a lot here, you became much more playful. You became much more neutral. You became very attractive to people. You're like a flower that all of the bees are, crazy about. And this is it. People are just looking at you and they're like, they'd be like, Aquarius is a relationship material. I want to get with Aquarius. I see a whole bunch of potentials with me and Aquarius, from your past person and also from people that are new. Okay, let's clarify this Three of Cups. And especially to the one that you have completely cut off. Suddenly you became very attractive for them. The person that you feel is very selfish, the person that has caused you like a lot of headache. For some of you, the people who play like a lot of games that you have decided to cut off, suddenly this person wants you. When you don't want them, it's interesting, isn't it? What you want right now is to completely reset your idea of fun. Because I feel that in the past you fell for things that are wants or things that are just temporary. But right now you just want to play it safe. You want to have another perspective when it comes to relationship. So I see the switch. I see the switch in terms of like the idea of relationship that you had in 2023 in comparison to the idea of relationship that you have right now. I mean, in the beginning of 2023 in comparison to what you have right now. If you look back at it, you would notice like, oh, actually what I wanted was so different. Yeah. What I'm into was so different. I was so used to being into four of wands things that are temporary. Yeah, it feels good for a moment, but again, wands is temporary. But now it's different. I don't want things that are temporary. I don't want just mere passion. I don't want just the mere infatuation and stuff like that. I want things that are much more stable. If you look back, you would notice the differences here of what you're into. Let's clarify the future now, hun. Your reading is pretty similar with Sagittarius reading here, so you might be taking with the Sagittarius as well, where there's a big message here in terms of making sure that the green flag that you see is in somebody is really green flags and not red flags, and the red flags that you see in somebody is not really is really a red flag and not a green flag. We're gonna talk. So anyway, if you're single and ready to mingle and you're dealing with somebody that is new, this person has more potentials than the person that you had in the past, because there is a sense of openness. This person is much more into their emotions, and they're much more mature when it comes to dealing with their emotions. and they're much more sure when it comes to that. So the things that comes out of their mouth is not just bullshit, like how it was in the past. Like in the past, you fell for bullshit. I'm so sorry for being harsh, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm sorry for my mouth. But yeah, in the past, you kind of like was falling for bullshit. But if you're dealing with somebody new, what they're offering is in line with what they feel. When they say that you're really interesting and they see a future together with you, they mean it. They're not just trying to sell you a dream. Okay? Now, if you're only dealing with one person and you're adamant about, I'm only going to be dealing with this person, fine. Okay? What I do see happening here in the future, Aquarius, is a lot of game. I don't know why it is, although the feeling is there, although the emotions is there, and etc. But there is still a lot of games that this person is playing. I just don't understand why it has to be difficult. And it's frustrating for me as a reader to see this. Yeah? So for you, you're pretty certain with the things that you want. I see that. I want this. I want specifically this. And I'm going to exactly do this because that's something that I want. Now, when it comes to this person, there's something here about them specifically not giving you what you want, in hope that in return they could get what they want. I feel that there's something here that is different between what you want versus what they want in a relationship. Either it's the dynamic of the relationship or there's something that is very, very specific in here. Okay? But the moment that they see you being in the energy of like, Aquarius has come back, Aquarius has actually, fallen in love with me again, and they're there for me again, that's going to be the moment where they're like, yeah, but Aquarius, I'm not really into what you want. I'm into what I want. So this reading is actually a lot better if you're dealing with someone new than if we're just only talking about the past person. Because if we're talking about the past person, I don't know, there's like a lot of gameplay and there's like a lot of manipulation happening right now and also in the future that I don't really like to see in a reading, if I'm being totally honest with you. And why are they doing that? Again, it's a dark psychological trick that they're doing. So if I give, okay, Aquarius is leaving me right now, fine. I'm going to hover them. I'm going to make them be at a position where they were once before. And once they're there, now that Aquarius has felt when I disappointed them, Aquarius must be afraid for me to leave again, right? Or Aquarius must be afraid for this relationship to lose its ground again, right? So I am going to intentionally and deliberately not give Aquarius what Aquarius specifically wants, so that Aquarius could actually give me what I specifically want from Aquarius. So if we're only talking about one person here, Aquarius, I want you to be really, really careful to not fall trap into this person's dark psychological tactics. Okay? But if you're dealing with two people, one past person and one new person, the new person looks really, really good because, again, they're genuine. What they say matches with what they want. Although I do see you being a bit confused because, again, I think because you're so used to dealing with like a toxic or unhealthy situations to a point where when a healthy situations enter your life, it's just something that is unfamiliar for you. And again, as a human being, it's normal for us to like something that is familiar for us. For instance, if you're familiar with dealing with narcissistic people, you would have the tendency to like being in a relationship. I'm not going to say to like, but you would have the tendency to be in another narcissistic relationship simply because it's just something that is familiar. You know how to deal with that. Okay? So this is going to be something that is unfamiliar for you if you're dealing with a new person. But again, that's why I said in the beginning, it's very important for you every time you feel that, oh wow, like I see a green flag in somebody, make sure that those green flags are really green flag. Okay? I'm going to give an example. So I have a client of mine, an offline client of mine. We met for a personal reading, but offline. And we had a talk. So this person just went out of a toxic relationship, and she met two amazing, available guy. Okay, that is always there for her and gave her like a lot of acts of services. They're there, you know what I mean? They're serious about her. She always have a reason to not like them. It's either the way that this person breathes, the way that they pronounce in karaoke session, just stupid things, really stupid things. But she considered this as red flags. And then there's another guy that comes along, right? This guy was emotionally unavailable, doesn't reply to her text immediately, doesn't like to be called, only visiting her or only interacting with her when it's convenient for him. Guess who she chose to fall in love with, Aquarius? That's right, the latter. Why? Because that's the kind of love that she knows. That's the familiar love that she knows. A love where she needs to wait for a person, but a love where she needs to seek a validation for somebody who is clearly emotionally unavailable for her. We might think that, that is a stupid decision, but again, that's the kind of love that she knows. So the red flag that this person has been exhibiting to her by, all of the things that I mentioned earlier, she sees this as a green flag because that's the kind of love that she used to know. Now, again, what is coming to you is going to be something that is unfamiliar for you. So again, define your forms and feelings. Know that when you say, I like this guy, it has to be for a good reason. And when you say that I don't like this guy, Anisa, it has to be for a good reason. Okay? Unlike my client of mine, like, what is pronouncing an English word in karaoke session has anything to do with the relationship? It has nothing to do with the relationship. You know what I mean? Yeah? You know how silly it is? Make sure that when you see a red flag in somebody, it's because it's really, really a red flag and not just because you're trying to make excuses to not like this person because it's unfamiliar for you. Okay? Now let's pull some advice for you here, Aquarius. Beautiful. So first of all, you have the Six of Swords in upright position. And I feel that this is what you've been wanting to do all along, right? To move to calmer water because you've been tired. You don't like the wave that you've been riding on. It's too big. It's too chaotic. It's too dangerous. Move to calmer water. Operate on a good vibes only vibe. I know it sounds so superficial, but no, really. Okay? Anything that brings you bad vibes, stay away from it. Right now, we're the good vibes only gang. Okay? Okay. Why? It's because when you when you move to calmer water, and when you're able to find some peace in your surrounding and in your environment, that's when I see you being beautiful again, Aquarius. The thing about Aquarius is that you guys always have this unique selling proportions about you, things that just makes you unique and different from any other signs. Now, I know this because I have a best friend who's an Aquarius, and my daughter, she's about to turn 11 years now, is an Aquarius as well. So there is something that is unique, playful, imaginative, quirky, I would say, about Aquarius. And I feel that you haven't been exploring that side of you for quite a while. You haven't been feeling like yourself for quite a while. And by you operating in this good vibe only zone, it's a one step closer for you to finding yourself again. Now, once you start finding yourself again, Aquarius, look back at what you've went through for the past 3 years. Okay, but not look back at it just because you want to work on it, but look back at it being very, very proud of yourself. Like, wow, like I went through that. I was so brave. Wow, like I've been through that and I am actually quite strong. Give a credit to yourself. Because all of these times you've been trying to seek approval, validations, appraise, approval from somebody who clearly is not giving it to you. Why don't you just give it to yourself? You've been so brave. You've been so strong. You've been so courageous. There's a lot of things that you could actually be proud of if you could only switch your mindset here, Aquarius. Okay? So I think that is it from reading for you here, Aquarius. I hope that you find tons and tons of clarity that you guys been looking for. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week for another weekly reading. All right, bye-bye, guys. Have a great day. I love you.